Hello everyone. This is the third time I'm recording this video. For some reason I'm having some technical issues and save and save as are befuddling me in this program. So hopefully I don't do that again because I'm forgetting what I've said and what I need to say. So let me get at it for the third time. Thank you for submitting your first quizzes. I've received most of those, and thanks for the forum discussions. Those are looking good. Something to consider with those is to start thinking about ways to narrow down your issue or your topic that you're going to be researching. The best example that I'm seeing is a couple of people are looking at behavior supports. Start looking at different ways of narrowing that down, whether that be to elementary grade levels or kids who are in general education, those sort of ideas. Just start thinking about how to start narrowing that funnel. So you start with a really big idea, you have one citation, maybe even using that citation looking at different slices of that particular topic. Okay, so that all leads to this week, which I'm actually working ahead a little bit, which is not actually very normal in how I teach, but I just feel like this is the better way to do it. I'm varying a little bit from the course schedule. But what I'm wanting you to do is get into your issues presentations. So if you look in the syllabus, you'll see some basic information about that. In approximately 10 slides, I'm seeing that as a PowerPoint presentation, but it certainly doesn't have to be. It could be Prezi. You could even do a video, such as this, and load it to YouTube and post it. But what you need to do is to do a presentation and provide a general overview, and then also describe some of the existing research, and then talk about future implications of that topic. So as far as the research, what I would like for you to do is to begin. You've already looked at one article. You can call an audible and do a different topic at this point if you want. That would be fine. But assuming you're moving in that direction, then you have one article. So where I suggest you get to is having looked at 4 or 5 articles by the time you're done with this presentation. So integrate that into your presentation, and you're moving down the road toward completing that literature review. Make sure you look in week 3 at the example literature review that I posted. It's actually a pretty good one with a nice table in it. I encourage you for this class, you have to do it for this class, but even in any research you're doing outside of the class is using that sort of table. Because so often you start reviewing the research and you forget details about articles and you can't find it. So if you have that kind of table handy, you can always just add some details in there. And if you're doing a bigger research project like a thesis or a dissertation, it's just a really good way to organize all of your research that you're reviewing. So check that out. And just know we're moving in that direction. So I would actually, as I'm doing this presentation, developing it, plug in all that information about the articles you're reviewing. So within Moodle, I've established some groups. This is a part, they're randomly assigned, but establish some groups. I'm learning still some of these features of Moodle. I taught a lot in Blackboard and while I was chair and everything. I didn't teach as much online, so I'm still learning a couple of these things, so hopefully it goes off without a hitch or too many hitches. But I got you in groups, and what I want you to do is by next week, next Monday, post your presentations to your group, and then for each of your group members, I want you to read their presentations and give them constructive feedback on their topic. Maybe share some stuff you know about it, or maybe you know about some articles or a researcher, and also help people think about how they could narrow down their topic, so it becomes something a little more tangible. The classic issue, I probably talked about this already, but the classic issue is just biting off a huge topic that is just impossible to review or to really narrow down. That's a book, or that's a life's work. It's not a study. So what you're doing in this class is writing a proposal for one study, which is just a little bit of information. So I know in my research as a master's student, and when I started doing research on alternative schools, here's the other side. There was so little research, I had a really hard time writing a literature review for my thesis project. So that's something, something to consider. I mean, you don't want to jump into a topic for this course where there's not much literature to review. That's it's a catch-22, because we also want to study novel ideas, right? But doing it within the context of this course just isn't the time to do it, because we're really looking at becoming more proficient in reviewing research. So I will be posting these forums with your groups. So take until next week to post. You can post early, and maybe your group mates could review earlier. I know how it goes. Everyone waits. I would do the same thing, I'm sure. Wait and post, and then it's just so much work and so little amount of time. So if someone posts, let your group mates know, and they can, you guys can work ahead a little bit. But this is all moving down the path toward a literature review and ultimately your proposal. So I think I said all I'm posting this week is this video, and your time should be spent reviewing the literature and developing a presentation to share with your classmates about the issue you're going to continue researching. So thank you very much. Please get in touch with any questions. If you want to talk about your issue, your educational issue, not your general life issues, if you need to talk about that, I can talk about that too. But your educational issue, I like talking about educational issues, and let's carve out time together. Some of you don't need to spend time with me, but what I would prefer to do is either meet in person in my office, or talk on the telephone, and I'm more than happy to spend time talking through topics or any general struggles you might be having with doing these assignments. So don't hesitate to get in touch with me in having those types of conversations. So I hope you all are doing well and enjoying this odd but very nice weather we're having, and I will be seeing you soon.